In the meantime, Nigeria's Minister of Youth Development has expressed worry over the increasing number of citizens now under the poverty line, saying that about 75% of Nigerians have become multidimensionally poor.
A mind-blowing currency battle is currently going on in Nigeria, a country in Africa. The Nigerian Naira, once a symbol of national pride and economic stability, is now becoming worthless. In 2015, 1,000 Nigerian Naira notes was worth around $9 to $10. Today, however, the value of the Nigerian Naira has declined dramatically, with $1 now worth 1,000 Naira, meaning that in just 8 years, the Nigerian Naira has lost over 90% of its value against the US dollar. This devaluation of the currency has had a huge impact on the Nigerian economy and the lives of ordinary citizens. And in today's video, we will explore the causes and consequences of the weakening Nigerian Naira. We will try to understand the factors that have contributed to the fall of the Naira, the impact the fall of the Naira has had on businesses and consumers, what the Nigerian government is doing in this currency battle, and the different strategies Nigerians are using to protect themselves against the falling currency. By the way, big shout out to Bitget for sponsoring today's video. With the Nigerian Naira falling almost every single day, one of the strategies I've implemented or used to protect myself is by investing in the crypto market by purchasing Bitcoin or a stable coin like USDT. In January of this year, one Bitcoin was trading at around 20,000 US dollars, but right now Bitcoin is trading at above 30,000 US dollars, meaning if you had invested in January, your money would have probably almost doubled. But it's not too late to buy. All you have to do is use my link in the description or go to the Play Store to download the Bitget application. Once you have downloaded the app and installed it on your device, the next step is to sign up and verify your identity. Once you have done this, what you want to do is click on the area that says add funds. You click on P2P trading. This is actually the best way to buy on Bitget from Nigeria. So you look for who is selling between the range you want to buy and someone who has a high rating. So I've just seen someone, I'll just click on buy and then put in the amount of USDT I want to buy. So I'll just put in the amount. Once I put in the amount, I click on buy USDT with 0 fees. It don't charge you any money. But you copy the person's account number and then go to your bank app, send the money to the person, and then come back to your Bitget and you confirm your payment by clicking on the paid button, and you're good to go. You're now safeguarding yourself against this currency war. Bitget is also running a $5,000 to buy trip challenge for Nigerians who download the application and purchase their first Bitcoin or USDT. Download the app right now, and thank you Bitget for sponsoring today's video. Let's jump right in. As a nation, Nigeria has been through different currency phases, but the earliest that can be remembered is that of the early 19th century, before the colonization of the country, when cowries and beads were used as a medium of exchange. However, the decline of the cowries as a currency came about in 1880 when Britain colonized the western part of Africa, with Nigeria included. During this period, the British introduced the shillings and pence as the legal trading currency, and it was managed by the Bank of England. By 1912, Britain went on to establish the West African Currency Board, WACB, with the aim of providing a unified currency for all the Western African countries that they had colonized that same year. The WACB then went on to issue the first set of banknotes in Nigeria, with £1 being the highest banknote denomination and 1 shilling the highest coin denomination. On July 1st, 1959, as Nigeria prepared to have its independence in the next year, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, which had come into full operation during this period, began issuing a Nigerian currency banknote, with the ones issued by the WACB phased out. By 1962, due to Nigeria now becoming a republic, all the pound currencies distributed in the countries now had the inscription of Federal Republic of Nigeria on its top, and things were relatively going smoothly, with no public battle between the Nigerian pound and the US dollars. However, in 1973, after Nigeria had fought its first civil war in the previous years and came out victorious against the people of Biafra who wanted to separate, Yakubu Gowon, the then leader of Nigeria, felt that the nation had matured enough and it was time for the country to exercise economic independence and become more united. So he decided to adopt the Naira and Kobo as his official currency. This was a huge milestone for the country. When the Nigerian Naira was introduced, it was pegged to the British pound at the rate of 2 Naira to 1 pound. The major reason for pegging it to the pound was because of Nigeria's historical ties with the United Kingdom. But later on, it was pegged to the US dollar at the rate of 1 Naira to 0.66 cents. Mind-blowing, right? Well, that's by the way. But the reason for later pegging it to the US dollar was part of an effort to align the Naira to the dollar, which had become a global currency. You see, during the period of 1970 to 1980, there was a global oil boom, and Nigeria was recognized as one of the leading oil producing countries in the world, making many countries flock to buy oil from Nigeria, which then significantly boosted the revenue of the country. The period of 1970 to 1979 was a period of economic prosperity, and the oil revenue influenced the Naira's exchange rate, making it to maintain a relatively stable position against major currencies like the US dollar. But in the 1980s and 1990s, things began to go downhill. The 1980s and 1990s were marked by economic hardship for Nigeria. This was due to a fall in the global prices of oil and also economic mismanagement and political instability. The government did not utilize the excess money that was coming from the sales of oil to build other sectors in the country that could serve as another source of revenue generation in case the prices of oil were to fall. Instead, those in power were focused on looting the money and fighting for power, with lots of military coup happening in the country during this period. In 1986, under the leadership of Ibrahim Babangida, IBB, Nigeria, given the mess it had found itself in, was forced to implement a structural adjustment program, SAP, which was aimed at stabilizing the economy and promoting growth. Part of the plan of the SAP was to liberalize trade, reduce government spending, and devalue the Naira. One of the unique strategies in the SAP that would be used to achieve all this was called the Second Tier Foreign Exchange Market, SFEM. You see, prior to the SFEM, Nigeria operated a fixed exchange rate system where the value of the Naira was pegged to the US dollar. This system was designed to maintain currency stability, but it had become increasingly unsustainable due to falling oil prices, which helped the country earn in dollars, and also economic mismanagement. The SFEM was intended to introduce more flexibility into the exchange rate system and allow the Naira to find its market-determined value. To properly explain this, imagine you are a kid who wants to buy a nice toy from a store, but the store only accepts a specific kind of money. Let's call it Bitcoin. But what you have with you is some Naira coin. In order to buy this toy from the store, you need to exchange your Naira coin for some Bitcoin because the store only accepts Bitcoin. The official way to exchange the Naira coin for Bitcoin is through a bank, but the bank is always crowded and takes a long time to process your request. So you might consider going to a black market where people exchange different kinds of money more quickly and easily. The second tier foreign exchange market was like a legal, in quotes, legal black market for exchanging foreign currencies in Nigeria. Before the SFEM, people had to go through the official channels, which are often slow and inefficient. The SFEM allowed people to exchange currencies more freely, which helped businesses and individuals get foreign exchange that they needed. It is important to know that it was the SFEM introduced by Babangida in 1986 that brought about the Bureau de change we have now in Nigeria. By the time Babangida had implemented this and left power in 1993, the Naira was exchanged for 17 Naira to $1. That same year in 1993, another leader named Sani Abacha came into power, and he ruled from 1993 to 1998. His tenure was marked by significant economic challenges, high corruption rate in the country, theft, and significant fluctuations in the price of oil, which in turn affected the value of Naira. During President Sani Abacha's regime, there was an official exchange rate that was pegged at 22 Naira to $1, and there was also a black market rate that was more expensive than the official rate. So in 1995, the government introduced what they called the Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market, AFEM, as a way for the Central Bank of Nigeria to stabilize the exchange rate and sell forex to Nigerians at market rate. But it is one thing to say that the Naira is worth 22 Naira to $1, and it is quite another thing to be able to satisfy all the people who will want to buy the dollars at that price. So this AFEM did not really work out. Under Abacha's leadership, the Naira's value experienced significant depreciation, losing over half of its value against the US dollar between 1993 and 1998. In fact, one time, the official rate was trading at 22 Naira to $1, while the black market rate was trading as high as 88 Naira to $1 US. Ever since Abacha's rule in 1998, the Naira depreciation has continued, with the official exchange rate reaching 750 Naira to $1 in 2023. The black market rate has also fluctuated significantly, reaching as high as 1,300 Naira to $1 US, which is very crazy. The factors contributing to the fall of the Naira are complex, but they can be broadly categorized into economic and political. Talking about economic factors, Nigeria relies heavily on oil exports, which has made it vulnerable to the rise and fall in global oil prices, which directly affect the country's foreign exchange earnings. Falling oil prices reduces Nigeria's ability to earn in dollars, leading to a depreciation of the Naira. Economic mismanagement also falls under this category. The Nigerian government's excessive spending, inefficient fiscal management, and lack of diversification of the economy have escalated the Naira's devaluation. Just recently, the government came under fire for budgeting 5 billion Naira for the purchase of a presidential yacht, and also budgeting 28 billion Naira for the purchase of luxury cars for himself, the First Lady, and as well as the renovation of the president's office. This is quite crazy. These are all expenses that do not add any value to the country's economy. Now, talking about political factors, political instability and corruption have been the biggest contributors in this category. You see, politics in Nigeria can be very dirty. Elections are rigged, with those coming into power favoring either those from their own tribe or those who were in support of them before the election. All this makes foreign investors run away from investing in Nigeria, which in turn hinders economic growth and then puts downward pressure on the Naira. The fall of the Nigerian currency has made things more expensive for both businesses and regular people in the country. The Naira can no longer buy as much as it used to buy, so prices for goods and services have skyrocketed. This has made it more harder for businesses to operate, and consumers have found it more challenging to afford basic necessities. Over the last 3 years, many foreign businesses like Unilever and Shoprite have exited the Nigerian market as a result of the falling currency, making us wonder if the government is taking any action to save the Naira from the beating it's getting from the US dollar. In an effort to save the Naira from losing its value against the US dollar, the Central Bank of Nigeria has implemented some policies like increasing interest rates and making it more expensive for businesses and individuals to borrow money. They have also increased the cash reserve requirements for banks, meaning that banks are required to hold more of their money in reserve. This means that these banks now have less money to lend to businesses and consumers. Furthermore, the CBN has also limited access to foreign exchange, making it more difficult for people and businesses to buy US dollar, while going on to encourage Nigerians to export locally made products. Now, why the aim of these strategies is to make the Naira more attractive to hold. It has not stopped the Naira from depreciating in value, making Nigerians to start looking for alternative ways to protect themselves. One method Nigerians are using is investing in the US stock market. Another is by investing in the crypto market, buying Bitcoin or a stable coin like the USDT, which is equivalent to the US dollar. Personally, for me, buying Bitcoin has given me the best return of my money, and I would encourage you to use Bitget as it is easy to understand and very safe to use. Overall, the fall of the Nigerian currency against the US dollar has not only been a result of the fall in the country's revenue, but also because citizens no longer trust the government to grow the economy. If you enjoyed this video, then you'd enjoy my video where I break down how Ghana's economy went bankrupt. Don't forget to sign up on Bitget using my link in the description. Also smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and see you on the next one. Ew.